Hello and welcome to another episode of Dat Yst. Everybody, and by everybody I mean nobody's favorite playlist of Duelyst adventures. Today I would like to bring you an epic showdown of Lyonar on Lyonar action. I didn't notice it when we were playing, but now I see this guy's got at least 100 Lyonar wins, so we're about to see what he's made of. I uploaded this video because I think it's a very interesting showcase of what happens when there is no holds barred. I recently splurged for a pair of Archon spellbinders, but I found them terrible at using them, which we will see. He opens with a beautiful play. He makes a lion and martyrdoms my Windblade Adept, giving me no health back in the process. Really shouldn't be commentating right now. I have a sore throat. Get out of here, bootleg Windows notification. Nothing to see here. In my heart of hearts, I'm hoping that this guy will let me take a bubble and drop a turn 4 Cliffe next turn. But he has other ideas as he martyrdoms again. You know me, can't resist that turn 4 Cliffe, even if I try. Calls out to me in my dreams. For those of you who don't know, Duelyst has a strange feature where if you hover your cursor right where my cursor is here, it actually shows you all of the numbers. Why this isn't a toggle is anybody's guess. It works on either side. Very strange. So here, for the first time, I see Circle of Life. Pretty dope animation. Never seen that before. Strikes me as a fairly overcosted lightning helix style magic card. And I cannot pass up this opportunity to give him that 420 blaze it and take that early life lead. So here we see I draw an Archon Spellbinder, but you know me, I'm so greedy. I just don't want to play. And a second Circle of Life. Turn number 2 wasted. Takes down my Cliffe. Even though we're entirely even in health right now, I feel good because I'm a boss. And I get a whole turn to set the pace. Right now, I really should have just played a Spellbinder, but sometimes I have other plans, like awkwardly taking this mana bubble and not provoking him. And slowly thinking of whether I want to play a lion in a random position or buff my dudes for one. In hindsight, after reviewing this game, just playing the Archon Spellbinder might have been the ticket, as they say. So here, the first gold shirt award goes to Messerino. For those of you who don't know how the mirror match goes, your boy is by no means a pro or anything like that, but usually the number of gold shirts one wears correlates to the probability of winning. Remember this. Gold shirts equals winning. This turn I end up, I would say, trading down in a very large way. As I do my darnest to rip off segments of his shirt and get 2 notches off his shirt. And right now in this mirror match, we are approaching the danger zone. As you can see in my hand, what is going on. The likely course of play will be Cliffe into Bond. A very lackluster tempo play, as he can just deal with the Cliffe and erase my whole turn, but I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing here. Or so it's looking like. He swings the tempo back in his favor. And it's my turn. So here I pop my Divine Bond. Most Lyonar decks play 1 or 2, and I make a 13-10 with provoke, feeling good about myself. I figure if he can't deal with this turn, he's gonna get punched in the face. Luckily for him, he knows how to do maths, and he finds that 6 plus 4 equals 10, enough to get himself out of a sad situation. And right now, he bashes me for free with his shirt. With the board state now firmly back in his favor, I take a look at my hand. And not liking my odds, I run away. I could have repeated last turn and thrown out a divine bond on a big dude, but I figure maybe I should learn something. And here we're coming up on one of what I think is the best plays in the game. Of course not made by me, because I suck. But so long story short, I just splurged on a pair of Archon Spellbinders, thinking I'd be so cool and lock people out at the top end, like I'm trying to do this game. And they weren't working out, so I took out one of them, trimmed it for a Decimate, and then I played a few games, remembered how Decimate never ever did anything for me, ever. And I took it out, and lo and behold, here we see him actually perfectly utilize his own Decimate, proving that he's a much better player than me. The game is freezing. Whoa. Whoa. Don't click that button too many times, kids. I clicked the button too many times. Okay, whoa, whoa. So he decimates for 5 mana, foregoing another play, and I agree with that move. I think that if you can use Decimate ever, you might as well. So I take this opportunity and make some bros. And here I fancy my odds in this little, we're playing chess right now, we got some pawns, and he sun blooms me. Oh, blooms all over my face, and I laugh, because sometimes it's just funny. With his boosted adept, he eventually takes out my dispelled adept, and throws on a holy immolation just to ping my little dude. It was a very questionable play. He could have killed my dude, summoned his adept here, and then ping me for 4, but then he wouldn't get the lion's strength from the zeal. So now I have a dispelled 7-5, and I take this opportunity to scissor me timbers and smack him in the teeth. I could add 5 to 7 and hit him in the teeth for 12, but your boy is not as wise as Messerino, but he knows gold shirts equal win. So I take this time to get a little bit of a shirt and take off his. Sexy line on a mirror match. Gold shirts equal win. So here he elects to take 7 damage to the chin and heals off 5 of it. So I say, meh. And he plays the first ever Grandmaster's ear that I've ever seen. I would pause, but apparently that's evil, so let's not do it. But I had read this card, I had thought about this card, and to be honest, it sounded very bad. So this guy plays this, and I'm thinking he must know something that I don't. At the same time, I look at my hand. And perhaps, just perhaps, I shouldn't have, but I take this opportunity to double shirt and to divine bond and to execute his general. So here, Grandmaster Zir becomes his general. And I thought, what are the odds? What are the odds? Ideally, I would sunbloom this guy and then just laugh as I killed him, but that just was not in the cards today. So, oof, here I get wiped off the map. Although, 2 shirts is better than 1 immolation. And this guy knows that he can't hit me in the chin and strip off a layer of my armor. He knows I'm preventing. I would just kill him. 6 and 6 is 12. No more Azir. If you notice, General Azir is running a gold-plated line. I think maybe I would like to start there with he could like hop between spare lions and then they could just carry him away. That would be pretty cool, but as it stands, I got a couple shirts and I'm just trying to crack this net. I was provoked before attacking, so I cannot move away and then scissors the line, in case you're wondering why I waste that scissors. So we're both playing a very dangerous game. We have high attack power and low life, although I play a rejuvenation. Hemeraldo, you know me. And things are looking pretty good until he actually is rocking the Second Sun. Another card I've never seen anyone have the balls to use until right now. I mulligan and get a useless Tempest. Or is it? One kamikaze swing of the scissors later. And I'm back in this baby. I ping a notch off of his shirt before losing 2 notches off of my own shirts. And still, I'm feeling good. I'm maintaining the shirt advantage. I have a immolation combo waiting in my hand. Although I'm looking at this and I'm not feeling the greatest, because if I replace this adept, there's no guarantee that I will get a minion that costs 5 mana or less and plays nice with the 4 mana Holy Immolation. He plays a provoke dude, burns my bros, and we're back. If you'll notice, that's another Holy Immo completely prevented, with no notches taken away from my shirts. Once again, 3 damage mitigated, and it's time to take away his shirts. What you got, Azir? Zir. Pass that Zir. At this point, I gotta admit, I'm feeling very sad until I get the perfect top deck replace and bloom that guy back down to normal. Here we are, once again, trading board states. I still have 2 shirts. This guy still has a giant golden lion. And here we are again. At this point, he martyrdoms. Oh, maybe it was his only option, but he gives me 10 life. And then he plays the second son and vows to take it back again. I quickly replace the mystic and find a 3rd shirt and laugh to myself because it's a 3rd shirt. Just enough power to slay his 2nd-born child right in front of him and traumatize him. So we're back. 2 shirts to none. And there's only so many places he can run. Thank you all for watching. This has been a golden shirt tutorial. But in all seriousness, it was also a really great look at some of the other practical Lyonar options. Very creative use of Grandmaster's Ear. I don't think many people would have the balls to try that unless you've played hundreds of games as Lyonar and you got a ribbon as them. Also, Second Son, a card I'm not particularly interested in just because say they give you the Yield, Hearth Sister, Repulsor Beast, Juxtaposition, you name it, that's a 0-8. Or say it gets dispelled, that's a 0-8. And that's not the business we're in.